Whoop. No, that was a mistake. Now we're fine. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
What is this? I wish I knew.
I like that name, Hernger Nurple.
Hernger. Hello. I don't think that's the motion I was going for. Let's see.
Ah, the sound of children.
Ah. Disgusting. Why is this no erase?
Wrong layer?
Why is this no draw?
Selection?
No, I think it's my Clip Studio. Give me a moment. Gaze at my beautiful desktop. Or rather, yeah, I guess it is for my tablet.
She is participating in Art Fight. She already made a whole drawing and everything.
I'm a little peppercorn. Oop, that's the wrong one.
Team Spice.
Team Spice. Yes, now it works. Yeah, somewhat funky
Team
wonky.
Spice.
Team Spice.
Why is stream buffering?
Shame.
Spice. This is due on the 10th of next month, right?
Mm-hmm.
You better hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I want the wings, like, as, like, a thing.
At all?
Yeah, I'm like, can I...
Oh, they look nice!
They do look really nice, but I don't
It's
wanna...
like him embracing his identity fully.
I know! I don't want to overcomplicate things.
You can just have very simplified wings. It's just how you decide to approach it stylistically.
Oh, this is true.
Gina! It's been a while since I've seen you. Gina, I thought of you last night. I was like, wow, Gina hasn't been on for a while. Birdies. That's so rude.
I know, Tazzy. Plus, I don't know what I'd be like, oh, he doesn't have any wings here for, like, what's the reason?
Did you draw him with wings earlier in the animation?
This is the only full body of him that we see, so...
Oh! Went on Twitter for a second. You tweeted, girlfriend love machine, go burr.
Well, girlfriend love machine do go burr. Am I the wrong?
No.
But ketchup is not the spice. It's a condiment. Or like a sauce. Yeah, it's a sauce.
Yeah, Gina, in the game, so I got past the frog part, but I created a save that I preserved just so whenever you do come on, I can show you the frog.
You need to see the frogs. They're very cute.
Damn. Mouse wants to be the bully for once.
Wow.
I mean, after all the trauma Zach's put on him.
Let it be known that I've never bullied a mouse in my entire life.
You're actually lying with your whole chest, your whole stream. 23 people watching right now witnessed you lie.
I don't lie.
Who's Kitsune Dakuro? Dakuro? Zakuro, don't dead name Zakuro.
That's correct. Ugh. Here we go, Mamma Mia. It's just everyone's me. All of my friends betray me.
All my friends betray me. Okay, first of all, we bully her just as much as she bullies the rest of us. She acts just because we bully her on stream does not mean she doesn't give us the same treatment outside of stream. I literally have the other day, I've never bullied Mouse in my life, and then I looked through Zach and my DMs, and all I do is search for Mouse, and I literally found like a statement where she says, I'm just thinking about Magnus Archives and bullying Mouse. She literally said that.
I have two moods. Girlfriend machine go brr. Other bully mouse.
Zach, you're gonna get TOS'd again if you keep bullying Mouse.
Oh no. Ooh, what's not right about this motion? Okay. I see.
Hello, there's some Cyrillic in chat that I don't know.
Thank you, Vario. Will that do it? Yeah. Just move this back a wee bit so it has time. You can wind that boy off.
Whose siblings are we talking about?
Spots. Their siblings eat syrup with eggs.
Because of all the siblings fake a ton. I'm confused. I don't know what we're talking about.
I've never had syrup with eggs.
So, the only time I've had syrup with eggs was because my dad would give me pancakes and eggs in the same plate, so they would just end up melding. But like, I would never actively seek that out. You guys have ambitious tastes. I have
That's
a
one
single
way to.
sibling.
I also have one sibling.
What?
How?
"17 siblings? Big family." My parents both have 7 siblings each.
My father has 3, I think. Yes. Had to count me on.
My dad is low-key a hoe. I mean, so are they, like, a lot of them are, like, half-siblings? Because my, one of my childhood friends, they have, one biological sibling and then, like, 3 half-sisters. But, like, 2 of those half-sisters are, like, from different parents. Or from different mother. My mom's the oldest child in her family, and then my dad is the second oldest in his. See, so you probably think you suck at drawing hands because you're not comfortable with it. You don't have a strong understanding of the anatomy or structure of it. So it's really just practice.
Ah, please. Traveler? Is this Nino Kuni?
Thank you, traveler. Oh.
Alright, let's see what's wrong with this. Extreme. Ooh, wrong pen for that one.
Say something funny then. Something funny.
Give us a joke. Oh.
Also, I like to paint hands. I don't enjoy drawing hands always, but like the only time I draw hands, usually I'm drawing creepy hands for like a demonic piece or something, and then like, yeah, okay, I like hands, but otherwise no, I just am about them. Every time I always use my own hands for reference, but I always like do like poses that like cramp my hand because I'm really breaking my fingers doing these poses.
AJ is wrong, mouse. Don't worry. I will not accept you to be duck by his word.
But if she is duck and you are chicken, you are both both
Birth?
birdie. You are birth.
But I'm not a chicken.
But you are. We confirmed it.
Do you see the way that I'm bullied?
Zach said the same thing about her painting. Like, she doesn't inherently dislike painting, but she finds that at some point it gets muddy.
Yeah. Oh. And it makes me the annoyed. But I'm getting back into the groove, so that's fun.
Good. Anxious ball of black, do you, are you referring to painting like digitally or traditionally? Well, either way, like that usually is the case of like over blending. Like if you're not over blending, then that usually doesn't happen.
Am I even using the same? No, I'm not. Same. I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
A kink for death?
What would that entail?
Marauder, are you in the bath right now?
What? Wrong pen? Wrong pen. Or rather, wrong size. Nope, wrong pen.
So basically, anxious is, with digital, I find like, so, I never run into that problem, but it's because I have very, like, blocked out colors, and when I blend, it's just to blend edges. I never, like, you know, blend masses of color into one another, like, intensely, unless, like, I need to, like, for example, like, if the ruddiness of the fingers, like, I transition the red into the skin color or something. But like if you have like a lot of hue shifting or like, you know, like different values and stuff like that, like they can get muddy if you overblend. With traditional painting, like it's much easier to run into that because it's hard, like especially like I do oil painting, that's my preferred painting medium, but it's easier to come into that because with oil painting, for example, like at some point during your session, like things just start blending into one another, and I've had that happen where like my edges or like my contrast start like, you know, like being less defined because they start blending into each other. But at that point, you just have to stop and let it dry, and then go in again when it's dried. Goodbye, spots.
Goodbye, spots.
Too heckin' y'all.
Do heckin' y'all. Type in the chat, get him Yerky.
Yeah, so like with digital art, for example, there's tons of brushes you can use, like softer edge brushes, like like not actually watercolor, but like you know how Pixar has like the watercolor brush, which is very soft and blendy. Things like that, it's very easy to make things muddy because you know you can easily overblend. But if you're using something with a harder edge or like that just feels drier, it's much easier to avoid doing that. And another thing you can do, and I think this is objectively good, no matter what style you're going for, is to make a habit of either zooming out more or working less zoomed in. Zach is starting to do this, but like I started to do this like maybe half a year ago, and it's like completely changed the way I draw. But what I used to suffer from was I used to like over render, and I'd get to a point where I liked it, but then I don't like it anymore, or if I will like it at a certain zoom, but as soon as I zoom out, I don't like it anymore because it only looks good with like that part that I just spent hours working on. But that's because there's always going to be a visual disconnect with the level of rendering, and I either have to match what I just did to everything else, or I have to like simplify what I just spent hours on. So I completely avoid that by working zoomed out. I still add a lot of detail, but I'm just not zooming in nearly as much as I used to.
Mouse is no flying chicken. Wait, I'm very confused. I thought she was a duck, which she's not.
That is a flying chicken.
I feel like most of my audience is from the good old US of A. The real question is, who is the European?
Mouse is from I mean, Ali, I think also. Ali, are you in Turkey? I can't remember. That is Eurasia. Oh no, wait, is Ali from Romania? But like family was from Turkey? Yeah, okay, it is Romania. Nice. Oh, I see. I usually never drop my phone on my face, but one time I did, but like the corner of the phone fell on my lip and I busted my lip.
I do use a Huion GT191. I don't know why you would have that sort of issue unless your drivers aren't up to date or your size.
Wait, how do you mean the line is glitchy? Because it might be the issue you have, Zach, where it's laggy.
No, that was solved with the previous update.
Oh.
Unless he means that thing where, sometimes where it goes like wobbly out of nowhere. Like when it just goes and it's gross. I'm gonna try and force it. Please. I know like someone mentioned that it happens every few hundred strokes they make, which again, minor inconvenience. But it's just a thing that happens. But I'd say depending on what version of Psy that you use, look at this lag. It could be simply that the version of Psy that you're using is out of date, or your drivers are out of date, or sometimes if you go into your Huion tablet settings, I know that some people. Ooh, can I? Enabling Windows Ink in game mode, like doing that setting stuff, sometimes helps. So, just mess around with those settings.
Oh, I see. You are partner. But yeah, anxious. I would say just play around with other programs because I've switched from Psy to I used Fire Alpaca at one point. Back to Psy to Photoshop to Psy again. Now back to Photoshop, and just because each time when I was drawing with one of them, like they served my needs for what I wanted to do in art. Like, and the first time I used Photoshop primarily was back in like 2015, and I was like, haha, Photoshop's so good. Everyone should switch to Photoshop. But then it hit me with the biggest art block I've ever had in my life. I had a style crisis and everything, and I gave up art for like 6 months. I was actually going into college for biology because I was like, I'm never gonna do art again. Um, but then I started using Psy again, and it hit. It did just what I needed for like what I wanted my art to be like. And I was happy again. And then by the end of the year, I switched back to Photoshop, and Photoshop just happened to cooperate with what I wanted to do, and I haven't gone back since.
Yeah, I started out with Psy, and I kind of flip flop between Psy and Photoshop very rarely, and dabble in things like Fire Alpaca and Krita, I think it was called, but I didn't like use it primarily. I just used fucking Fire Alpaca. And basically it was like just use Psy for a good while, and then I met Zuri and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll give Photoshop a try. And then I and then I used Photoshop for like 2 months or something, like as like more often than I would use Psy, I feel. But never like full illustrations in Photoshop because like that was painful. But then I
It would
got
be like
frustrated.
maybe half the process at most.
Yeah, but then I got frustrated with Photoshop and I was like, fuck this, and now I'm back at Psy.
That's okay. Photoshop just didn't work for you.
Yes.
I tried to get back into Psy sometime last year, and it worked for sketching, but then I just couldn't do anything else. Nothing else worked for me.
Can I? Thank you.
What I do is I look at like really established artists, like like concept artists or like Disney Pixar artists or whatever, and see what brushes they use because oftentimes they share their brushes, and I just pick the ones that I like using. And the thing is, a lot of times, like, for example, like Helen Chen from like Pixar, I've had her brushes for like 3 billion years, like literally since 2015, I've had her brushes. But every single time I go back to use them, I find myself utilizing them differently because just because like a brush is used by a particular artist one way does not mean like that is the only way to use it. So I just use it however I wanted to. And I find that like my current painting process, which I really enjoy, and it allows me to put in a lot of like detail into my art, but not at the expense of time. Like I could have it look very nice and rendered, but in reality, it's actually just very minimally rendered. And it was just because I like at that point I had been using this brush for a year. Like this is like the brush that Zach essentially was like the only reason she was using Photoshop for. And like that it was our trusted brush. Everyone uses this brush, but yeah, but then I used to use it for everything. I used to use it for line art, for sketching, for painting, but and it was sufficient up until a certain point. Like sometime around the end of my last session of commissions, I wasn't feeling it anymore for painting. For sketching it's still fine, but for painting it just wasn't working. So I actually was like, okay, let me just play around with other brushes, and a painting I was working on that originally was using that brush for the rendering, I took a break from it for like 3 weeks, went back into it, and I was like, let me play with different brushes, and I was using textured brushes, and I just happened to find one that I've had for the same amount of time as I had like this brush, but I never used it, and I used it for like painting essentially now, and it hit differently, and that's my main painting brush now. It's an extremely textured brush, much different from what I was using before, which it would either be mildly texture or no texture at all.
I I like Psy because it I like the blending capabilities of it, even though like at the moment I don't really utilize them, because I use a hard brush essentially for my paintings now, but I like the way that it flows and the way that it feels. Uh, it I don't know, it just feels like nice and smooth, and when I change the opacity of it, it it changes the texture, or like the perceived texture for me of how I paint. Um, it's just I just really like the way Psy feels, like in comparison to other programs, especially like when I do turn down the opacity and it has that dry feel instead of just, oh, you're overlaying like this pen over itself like a marker brush, which I don't really like.
Oh my god, Ali, dead ass. I'm waiting to post on Instagram again. Like, like I'm, like I have my post ready. I'm gonna press share in like maybe 15 minutes. But in my post, I literally say, "Sorry, I haven't posted in a few weeks." The reason why I haven't posted is because I'm too busy being a gamer. Okay, I can't draw and play video games at the same time. Like I can only like devote myself to one of those things, and right now I'm just very occupied playing Ni no Kuni, so I haven't been drawing.
Okay,
I mean, the default brush, like up until maybe really 2 years ago, the default brush, like yeah, like even in 2017, I used a default brush for a lot of things, just like the regular circle brush that you like play around with opacity and like like pressure sensitivity with. But the thing is, you can do a lot with it. The only thing you would ever need like other shapes for or textures for is like if you want to get a particular look or if you want to get a particular texture. But like the default brush, like the circle hard round brush, is very universal. I'm still using it. Like I use that for flat coloring, and I use the what is it, like it's a default brush but like with really soft edges, and I use that every time I want to like mask something or like create a gradient or something like that. See, I would think the algorithm said right. So here's my thing. Like I was originally going to just change my posting schedule to, instead of every week, every other week, because I'm like, I don't want to like maintain this like posting every week thing when I know I'm not going to be drawing that frequently. But I didn't post last week either because I was just lazy. But I'm not really that worried about it, just because right now my mind isn't there for art. But I definitely know that if I get back into it, like the algorithm will be like, okay, she's back. But like right now, I'm not that worried about it.
I don't like using Instagram.
I know this.
I've tried.
But it is a very good platform for art.
I know, but it's just so hard to maintain. I just lose interest in it.
It really isn't. It's just because Instagram is primarily done through the phone. So, and you just like never use your phone. So
I never, like, even like prior like quarantine shit or whatever. I'm so bad at using my phone. My friends can never contact me because whenever they try and call me, my phone is always silent or dead or shoved somewhere where I can't hear it. It's never near me. Like, I might as well not have a phone. My teachers used to never believe me when they'd ask me for my phone number from my mother's number, and I'm like, I don't know it off the top of my head. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know it off the top of your head? And I'm like, I don't really use my phone. And they're like, bullshit, you're a kid, like, you're a teenager, of course you use your phone. And I'm just like, I don't use my phone. And so Instagram is just really inconvenient for me because I have to go out of my way to like go on my phone and do stuff on it. No thanks.
Also, Loki, I've kind of felt that. So I've kind of felt it, but I also kind of haven't. Like, I did draw a couple of things, and I actually like, Ali, don't worry. Like, I have been drawing, but I just haven't been drawing like original art. Like, I have this one person that wanted to commission me for a really big project. So they want 25 thigh up paintings. So I basically have been like I did like a bunch of them in like the course of like 1 week, but now I'm just doing like one a week because I want to play games now. But I have been drawing, and I'm fine with that. But I guess yeah, with original art, I'm I'm not even creatively blocked. The issue is that I'm so particular about the way my feed looks on Instagram, where I'm like so I like to do like a color transition thing where like so right now all my things are like red, black, and blue kind of and or like with like greens and stuff in there. So the drawing them about a post still fits in with that theme, but then the next drawing after that is like a more drastic transition, and it's a little bit too far away from what I'm about to post. So I'm trying to think of a drawing that like would have a color scheme in between those two, and because of that I'm blocked. Because if it was just regular drawing, yeah, I can do whatever, but I'm trying to draw with a very particular palette, and I can't think of anything. Also, no, the commissions aren't hard at all. Like, the person I'm working with is super, like, like, patient, super nice and everything. And, like, they're feeding me. Like, they're really feeding me. Like, every single time, so originally when we planned this, it was gonna be one a week, then I just ended up having more time than I thought I would. So I did like 4 in 2 days at one point. But every single time I finished one, like right away they would pay for the next one. It's like, how do you just have access to this money on
Yeah,
hand?
how
like,
do you have this much
ready.
money? Is my question.
Yeah, because my commission rates aren't cheap. Like, I'd be charging. Aw, it's okay, Gina. We know.
I'm forcing myself to be satisfied with the things that I have at the moment.
Good.
I'm gonna riot. Did I delete the thing?
These aren't even your final lines, so don't try to perfect them. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
I do want to start commissions again, only because that way I can just draw what other people tell me to draw and not think about it. Also because I've also like really been enjoying painting, like the actual painting process lately. So, like if I'm already just given something like with a reference or description to draw, like it's not that hard for me to do it, but also just gives me an excuse to paint because I enjoy the process now.
This is gonna sound a little crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know I was working on Nanyaka Sugar Girls?
Yeah?
You know how I've left it for a while?
Mm-hmm.
You know how my style's really different now?
Uh-huh.
You know, what if...
You redid it all?
Sure.
How about you do that after some of your responsibilities are taken care of?
Yes, but I mean... Am I gonna
How about you
reanimate-
do that? How about you do that instead of art fight then?
How about I do
Because
both?
at least, no, you don't. You and I
can-
both know. You and I both know.
No.
That you don't have time for that.
But it's just
No.
it's just a funky little proposition.
But the thing is, I think with Neon Neko Sugar Rolls, that's like if you want to use that as a portfolio piece, that's a good portfolio piece. Like especially since you want to go into animation. I guess with art fight you could also, but only if you do animated pieces.
I
but
am
otherwise,
gonna do animated pieces.
I know, but then I don't think you can do both, because otherwise you're gonna take so long doing Neon Neko Sugar Girls that you're gonna end up doing the same thing you just did. You know I'm right.
And what of it?
So I'm just saying, don't even bother doing Yanaka Sugar Girls unless you're going to sit down and commit and finish it.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it after our fight.
Okay.
Bye, Electro. You know, it's just basically art trading competitive.
Yeah. Never trust anybody over 30s. Zach, I'm sorry, you can't trust me.
You're over 30?
Yeah, I'm an old soul.
Interesting that.
I'm a late bloomer.
Oh, Archeon, my boy. Gotta. What are your sleeves like?
Do you pick a team? I thought you were assigned a team.
You are assigned a team technically, but it's very easy to pick and choose. And there's the early bird team thingy where you can choose. Ooh, that's the wrong thing. I was gonna open something I shouldn't. Not supposed to. Words. Is this correct?
An odd dream? How so?
I've had weird dreams for the past week that I can't remember.
I've been gay and I've only been dreaming about Zach for the past week.
Ooh,
Don't start this on stream.
I'm not. Archeon, my boy. Gotta. Archeon, my boy. Haven't I drawn you recently?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you have for the icon.
No, but that was his winter clothing. I don't need his winter clothing.
Oh.
I see.
Okay, it's time to post.
Oh, my hands are sweaty. Do you have some OCs, Alm? Oop.
Aww.
Look at this bias.
Wait.
Guys.
Okay, there it is.
Oh no. Oh no. Am I really? Oof, I'm gonna do it, aren't I? Ooh.
Do what?
Well, everything's flowing, so I have to make his little cloak thing flow, don't I? Not fun. That is an interesting dream. I had a dream about Shira at some point. Like the last week.
Oh, I mean, Allie, I do the same where a lot of times when I don't have like a particular thing I want to draw, I will be like, okay, I want to draw something, so I'd go on Pinterest?
Interest?
To see on Pinterest to see like what, you know, could inspire me. But usually the main inspiration for my drawings are just from songs. Like I'll be listening to a song and a visual will pop up in my head and I'll base it off of that. No, it's the wrong color.
Anytime I don't know what to draw, and I always feel bad because I'm like, I kind of want to draw Archeon, and it's like, stop.
Don't feel bad for wanting to draw your own boy.
He's just a good boy.
Why can I not hit
And
the
he's
right color?
gorgeous.
Like you.
Like
Like
you.
his mother.
You are also, technically.
What? His
If we are-
mother?
yes, if we are married.
My stepson. You said if, you mean when.
When? Let's get that. Gonna have to. Nay, nay, nay.
Nay.
Where? A JK, I knew.
Where?
Oh.
Oh my god, there's the neighborhood song that I have like a whole ass like yes, animation visual kind of like storyboard in my head for. I'm like, I'll never like draw or animate that, so it'll just always be in my head.
So at some point I want to make a proper animatic for Elias's backstory because I really like the visual concept of how it is. Specifically based on the 7-page essentially fanfic that I wrote. But like whenever I listen to his playlist, which it's so good.
Yeah, because you made it.
I
That's
know,
your
I
favorite
made
song.
it. I know, but it's so good. Whenever I listen to it, I just think about it. I'm like, ooh, but I can't do it yet.
See, y'all don't even know. Like, I'm always on a call with Zach, and she'd be listening to Elias's playlist, and she's like, "Oh, this song's so good." I'm like, "You literally made the playlist." Like, why are you surprised?
I'm surprised because it just fits so well to like his aesthetic and everything, and just like his backstory. And I'm like how does this fit so good? How's Listen, it's just my favorite playlist of mine. It's a good playlist.
My favorite playlist used to be my
The
playlist for
Beatles?
you. That was my no. I said used to be, and that's what I used to always listen to at the gym. I'll be working out. I'm like, I'm doing it for Zach.
Yeah, I used to listen to your playlist like a lot.
And
As
then
in, like my
even-
playlist for you.
For those of you who don't know, Zach and I already have a wedding playlist. I used to also listen to that at the gym. But I haven't been to the gym in a while, so the playlist has just been sitting dead.
Sitting dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm glad, Esp. Don't ever.
But yeah, Dimitri's playlist is probably my favorite. Just right now, because I'm relapsing into my emo days. But, even though I still like my Demon and Angel playlist, I just haven't been using it because the Vampire playlist is just fresher and has a very similar vibe. Yeah, Gina, the wedding playlist has 75 songs. It's 4 hours and 58 minutes long. And it would have had more songs, but I was like, if there's like an actual wedding playlist for like the party, the reception or whatever, like it's not gonna be more than 5 hours. I'm not gonna subject anyone to staying there for more than 5 hours.
Yeah, Zareen had some self-control and was like, no, we're just gonna cut down some of these. Listen.
You don't need to listen. Zach and I actually already looked at wedding venues, and some of them came with a DJ, but we're not even getting their DJ. We're gonna use Andy. Okay, he's gonna DJ for us.
He's gonna DJ for us. Also, I'm so sorry I have not posted like anything in forever. Maybe I should have pasted out on that frame instead of just going in blindly. Maybe I will just... Gitla. Wait, where's the one with the hand? Please. Archeon. Kada ti rače to? Ete. Whoop. Jesus Christ, did you just compile all of his music into a playlist? VTubers?
Yes. They're the virtual 3D like anime girl YouTubers.
Oh.
I guess they don't have to be anime girls, but all the ones I know are anime girls. That's the one that, remember, I said Alex was thinking of commissioning you or I, but I would say you're better for that. But it's for the design for his VTuber character. Yes.
Watching me play horror games is, I'd say, a bad experience.
No, I don't even do it because Zach has really bad motion sickness. And like a lot, like she got amnesia for free. I already had amnesia in my library, so she actually just ended up using the one I had.
I put amnesia for 3 seconds on the menu screen and I got dizzy.
She was so excited to play. She played for 3 seconds and she's like, "Can I turn motion blur off?" I'm like, "No, you can't." And she's like, "Oh, can't do this."
I played amnesia, not joking, for less than a minute. Less than a minute of gameplay, and I felt dizzy and sick, and I wanted to go home, even though I was already home.
But what we could do, so I actually have a bunch of horror games in my library, and I share my Steam library with Zach. So, if Zach wanted to, because we did consider this before, where she has like haha gaming streams, but we both love horror. I would say, Zach, that you should do that, and if not, then I could do it and you can just watch me, whatever, but you should stream the horror games.
Listen, I agree. Maybe we can finally finish Aowoki. But we're not really scared of that.
Yeah, we're desensitized. But some of the games that I had, Lucas actually bought one of the ones I had that I wanted to play for you recently. It was called Detention. But I wanted to play that for you. But if you wanted to stream it, you can. I'm fine with that. I'll just help you. It's a side scroller, so I don't think you should get motion sick.
Don't test me. I got motion sickness from Scribblenauts.
But Scribblenauts' camera moves kind of fast and they're very floaty. So it makes sense why. Or like, for example, like Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni has very, like, you know, free moving camera, but it's so stabilized and slow. Like, it has such a strong ease that like you shouldn't get motion sick from it.
Also, sugar water or water sugar. Also, those birds are Syrians.
Yes, they're my children. I would say they're our children, but honestly, they'll probably die before we meet.
That's so sad. How old are they?
They are now almost 4 years old.
Oh damn, how long do they live?
6 to 10 years.
So they might be dead, or they might not be.
Yeah.
If by any chance they are alive, we're taking them with us, right? Or...
I mean, what do you mean, to California?
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably would stay here. My dad can take care of them.
Okay, I wouldn't want to.
He takes care of them. He takes care of them when I live on campus. So.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to just dump him on him.
No, he loves them too.
Oh, water, sugar. I drink plenty of water. It's just that I just get motion sickness. I've tried to look into it. One, I found out that crosshairs actually help you not get motion sickness. So that may be YB words?
Yes.
That's maybe why I don't get motion sickness at FPS games, because a lot of them have like that crosshair thing in the center. Two,
The reticle.
no one knows why motion sickness is a thing from what I've gathered, or like what like it specifically is, or what it's triggered by, and why some people have it worse than others.
And Zach's also more susceptible to it when she's tired.
And I'm always tired. Also, these were supposed to be changed. Wow. That's
Description on what?
Live
Oh, they
stream.
do say Kishine Zakuro. They do.
That's really
Oh, it's probably because you copied them from past stream descriptions because you were lazy.
No, this should be. I did it so. What'd you call it?
But everything here says Kitsune Zakuro. And your Ko-fi link isn't even a hyperlink.
There's an option.
Add the HTTPS
Let me
in front
finish.
of it.
I was gonna say there's a thing in the YouTube dashboard or whatever the fuck it's called, where you can set like defaults or whatever for your descriptions, and I thought I like reset my live stream one, but I probably only reset my video one. Well,
Also, Loki, I have budgies. I have parakeets. Parayeets. Pair of yeets. I do want to eventually, so goal once again, big goal, move by the end of the year, but I might also invest in, so first, I'm waiting on upgrading my computer, because I want to play a bunch of games that I have that I can't play at all. But yeah, I want to upgrade my computer, but like there's a bunch of things that I need to do that, because once I do that, like I have to upgrade my monitor too, so I can actually see the new frames that I have, and then I have to have a bigger desk because right now it's not working. So I'm just waiting on that until we move. But I also am gonna follow in the footsteps of Andy and probably get a VR system.
oh, a VR.
Mainly for two things. One, what was the only VR thing I wanted to do? There was only one VR game I wanted to play. Okay, well, I guess Beat Saber, that's one. But I want to play some horror games in VR and probably die.
That is very scary. I wish I could do VR.
Because yeah, you couldn't. But at least, like, because with VR, like, the scariest thing is that, like, in the situation, you can't escape. At least, like, in horror games that I've played, a lot of times when I'm like, this is too much for me, I just pause, and I'm like, okay, let me just take this in. But I can't do that in VR.
Or like I look away and I put my headphones off or something.
I look away and it's still in the game.
Yeah, I'm really sad because like there's so many horror games that I want to play, but so many of them just don't work for me because they're dark and they're blurry and I can't handle that. I really do wish I knew why I get motion sickness.
Maybe we can figure that out.
Maybe.
Let's go to some doctors.
Who knows?
Do some tests on you.
I know one of them is just like, be well slept, don't be stressed, and don't drink coffee. Which I mean, what am I supposed? That's like.
It says so.
Two of
Motion
my
sickness is not
personality
curable, but you can numb it, like you can blunt the effects of medication, or there's something called desensitization therapy for minimizing or even curing.
Where
Just
it's like I expose myself to it so much that I desensitize to it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that one. That sounds awful. Also, I don't know if it's gonna work. What if I'm just making myself dizzy for days on end for nothing?
I mean, like, I don't know what the actual process of the desensitization therapy is, but I don't think it's like just you're punched in the face with motion sickness. It's like it's the same way like how you get a tolerance to certain medication, stuff like that. It's just you expose yourself to it enough regularly and you slowly get numb to the effects of it.
I see. I mean, maybe. But if anything, I feel like my motion sickness has gotten simultaneously worse and better over the years. Which is weird.
Yeah, there are medications for it. I don't know, like we'll see what we can do.
And it's not like I drink coffee that often. I mean, I do like coffee, but I definitely don't drink.
Wait, do you only get motion sick from visual means, or like because I'm looking at motion sickness and I feel like these are more so like, because one of the things I saw was like a kind of like a armature kind of thing that you're strapped onto and it spins you around, and so that's physical motion. I don't know if you get physically motion sick. I think yours is just visual motion sick because you have a visual disconnect between what you're seeing.
I've never been strapped to a chair and spun around.
No, but I mean, like, how some people they consistently get, sick on modes of transportation.
Oh yeah, I if I don't sit in the middle of a car and stare straight forward, I get motion sick. I can't use my phone on the bus because I get motion sickness.
Yeah. And you do it anyway, like a clown.
Because I want to talk to you. But even when I'm not looking at my phone, if I don't look at the right place sometimes when I'm on transportation, I start to feel sick and dizzy and just like really, really bad. So I don't know if that counts as like still like a visual thing, but again, if I don't just like position myself in a very specific kind of way or look in a very specific kind of way, I will get dizzy. It's gotten better over the years in certain cars. But more jankety cars, I tend to get more motion sickness in. But even then, if a car is too cold, I get motion sickness.
I was about to be so gay right now. I was looking at Gina's comment and I was gonna say, I'm not even a huge coffee drinker, but like if I'm living with Zach, it'd be really nice to make some coffee together.
Aw, look at you. Look at this homosexual.
Oh yeah. Real homosexual hours.
Real homosexual hours.
Remember when we were looking at freaking kitchen appliances together?
Yes! We are
the espresso machine that we're not gonna buy for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Listen, it's always good to be prepared.
A lot of the things we looked at are like so hyper specific for like making a particular meal. Like, it'd be nice if we had it.
I mean, some of it was like, like rice cookers.
That's so standard though, like, yeah.
And also...
I'm brown and you're Asian. How could we not have a rice cooker?
I feel like that would be like an actual crime.
Also, usually her streams do stay up. It's just the other ones didn't because they got TOS. So like they were actually 3 different streams that got interrupted. So she just decided to get rid of them.
I'm gonna take my headphones off for a second so I can tie my hair. Because mine's kind of hot, even though my hair is not completely dried. So my hair's gonna look really weird. It's okay. But yeah, if a car is too hot or if a car is too cold, I'll get motion sickness in it.
I usually never get motion sick in cars or any mode of transportation, but like the most frequently I have is whenever we're driving long distances in Bangladesh. I find that I consistently get motion sickness in the cars in Bangladesh.
Is it because they're like Like, is it because of the roads or is it because of the cars?
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's because of the roads, and maybe because the air is just less quality bad.
Is it real polluted in Bangladesh?
It is, and I was just about to segue into this story. Last time I was in Bangladesh, I bought some ice cream, and and oh my god, my cousins, like who are in America, also Bengali, they were like, this is how Bengali people clock tourists. Like, if you ask for a trash can, you're a tourist. But I bought some ice cream, had the wrapper, and I was like, I'm like, Mom, like, you know, where do I throw this away? And she said, she pointed to the ground, she's on the ground, and I'm like, are you serious? And I just carried it with me. I was not gonna throw it on the ground.
Yeah. People are pretty nasty about throwing stuff here as well. And also, we burn Italy's waste for money. Medical waste, what's up?
Gotta get lung cancer, get out of there.
I'm trying. We're
not
so
saying
polluted.
LA air is any better, but
it's better than here, believe me.
it is better, but it's not great. When I went to New York last time, I'm so used to all the trees in Maryland that when I went to New York, I was like, oh, I can't breathe. Where are the trees?
I'm the Lorax. Whew. My boy, your neck slides down so far, too far, actually.
There's certain car smells that really just aggravate my motion sickness.
Same.
Like,
I can smell it right now.
Oh my god, same. There are certain smells that just instantly on sight. I see on sniff.
On sniff. I don't particularly enjoy this shark. Yeah, we don't. Humble, tiny little brag. Finally done with high school. Picked up my things on the 26th. What day are we today?
27th. You literally did that yesterday. You're a clown.
Yes, and I have no concept of time. Your point. Your got my shit up yesterday.
Without me. Did you see that, Zach? I carry your streams.
You do. What can I say? I'm not going to deny.
I don't though. People come for you.
Yeah, but then I get distracted, and sometimes I forget. But you are always to talk.
Oh, I see.
And oh my god, my tablet is like so hot right now.
Yeah, same mine. It's the same model as yours, except it's the 21-inch version, but the top center of it gets really hot.
Yeah. Anyway, I got my shit. I got my yearbook, or I say it's a yearbook, but it's like, the way that ours is here, we call them one almanach. Two, it's like every class of like the graduating years in there. I don't know why. I don't give a shit about these other people. No offense, I just don't know them, you know? And I got all that. I got all my documents. Don't ever have to think about school or high school ever a fucking again. I don't know who the fuck lied and said high school is the best years of your life, because they're wrong and they're doo-doo.
I mean, I really enjoyed high school.
Good night, disgusting.
Because I was a freaking, social butterfly. I was friends with everyone. I was in theater and everything.
You are a nerd.
Yeah. Then I was also an overachiever and straight A student.
I mean, so am I, but not fun. All of
Oh,
my
I said good night because disgusting. Disgusting. Since I'm gonna go to
disgusting.
sleep. Disgusting.
Like high school gave me nothing but stress and depression.
That was me my sophomore year of college. High school was easy for me though.
High school here is some like it's it's different.
I guess the only thing that wasn't easy is so I was in the IB program. This is so funny. So our friend group is called the Chads. Half of the Chads are from Maryland because I like literally went to school with them. But we all have vivid memories of IB. We all keep our assignments from high school, so we always reflect back on our high school experience. Zach deletes her shit. Like she doesn't want anything to do with it. But the only not fond memories I really have of high school were these IB assignments. And like I remember, like so Lucas has his own stories, but I remember, like there's this one assignment that I basically spent like 2 days. Like I would like in high school. Basically I would come home, work on the assignment all day, freaking next day do whatever, come home again, work on the assignment all day, and I have to finish it in that time span because it was due. But the way that IB assignments work, or like the big assignments, is that they're sent like it's called International Baccalaureate. So they're sent to teachers across the world to grade who are like specially trained in grading this stuff. And like basically among okay, but the thing is like not all of them are sent. Your actual teachers grade them as well, but a hand selected amount. So like a hand select. What does that even mean? Like 3 or 4 from each subject are chosen to be like sent internationally as basically what is the word for this what is the word, like when it's like quality control to make sure that the grading is consistent, to make sure your teacher isn't grading too harshly or too easy. But you would think among like 80 something students, if I was chosen at all for these, like it would just be like 1 or maybe 2. But no, 3 of my classes had me chosen for like the person that got like, or like the paper that got sent out.
That's tragic. That's some bad luck right there.
It's okay. I scored really well in my IB like exams and like my final stuff, but it meant nothing because it did nothing for like I got like 11 college credits, but I could have had more with AP. So honestly, IB is a sham. Don't do IB. It like unless you're applying for international schools, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, go be clean, Ali.
Yeah, go clean yourself.
Go clean yourself. I mean, here I hate it because of just the amount of like unnecessary subjects that I have to learn for.
No, you had 14 subjects, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's absurd. That's twice the amount that you guys have, like on average. Because I've known people who have had like 5 subjects, for example, which like shakes me. But why so many? I'm tired and stressed, and they were just like, and a lot of the teachers are just like, all Macedonian teachers are dicks.
Okay, I was just about to say, I think that's one of the main reasons I had such a good experience, is because like throughout my entire academic lower education, so like K through 12, I've had only like 2 mediocre teachers, but everyone else was amazing. Like I've had amazing teachers. Even my professors in college, I've had like 1 boring professor, but that's all he was. He was just boring. Every other professor I've had was amazing.
Nay, a lot of my professors were trash. In one way or another. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had like some really nice professors. Some of my English professors were really nice to me. Well, that's kind of a given because English is my first language, so because I am good in their class, they're like, oh, this one's fine. But all my Macedonian teachers I hate because All of them without fail. All of them without fail have said to me, "Oh, we know that you can do better." So we have a grading system of 1 to 5 here instead of like A to whatever it is.
F.
Um,
I think it's A to E in my.
yeah,
County.
like I don't. Yeah, I know that E is sometimes in there, but sometimes not. So, so it's that. But I'll just use like A and B's because that's like the grades that I get. But a lot of them have just been like, "I'm going to give you a B because I know you can do better," and it's like, "I'm sorry, ma'am.
That's ugly.
I
That should be
do
illegal.
better than the rest of these motherfuckers whose first language is Macedonian. This is my second language. And you're standing here being like, I know you can go a little, push a little harder so I can secure that A for you, but I'm gonna put you a B for now because I know you can try harder."
See, but the trick with this, and this is how I always get them in my classes, I don't show the, okay, no, I'm a liar. So it depends. Sometimes I don't show the full extent of my skill right away. It depends on the class. But like art history, no, I snap. I have to tell them I know it all, that I'm the best student.
That's because you're a little nerd.
I am.
I just like chill. The thing is, I don't even try that hard. It's just that the rest of my classmates are bad, so I look really good in comparison. And I'm just, I hate it because, again, why don't they go in with the understanding that this is not my first language and Macedonian is hard? I don't care what anyone says, this language is stupid and it's hard and I don't like it. And then they come in here with their whole, I know you can do better spiel, or that, this is also what I hate about Macedonian teachers, they never let interpretation exist.
Ooh, see, I was gonna say, one of the reasons I love, and like even in my college classes, like this, like interpretations, as long as you can justify them, like are so encouraged. But in my English classes, like even, so in one semester, I had like this one teacher, and like I loved her, amazing teacher. And then in the next semester, I had a different one who like, I was a little nervous about having, because the whole 4 years I was at this high school, people were like, "Oh, watch out for this teacher. He's so strict. It's so hard to get a good grade in his class." But then I had him, and him and I were tight. I got an A so easily. But like we were, half of my classmates were still in the original class with the first teacher, but we were like both classes were doing the same book. But the interpretation of certain parts that like the new teacher gave me were very different from the interpretation that the first teacher had, but they were both valid because they both they both interpreted with what they saw, and like and like they justified it with what they saw in the book.
Here's some few prime examples from last year, technically, or my final year of high school. And I'll also give one from my second year or third, whichever the one was with the fucking. I'll cough about it later. Anyway, so we were doing Edgar Allan Poe's, The Raven, Nevermore, blah blah blah, right? And we read that in class and it was great, blah yada yada. And then we had to write an essay analyzing the piece essentially. And obviously we did that in class. It was like our proper grade thingy. I don't know how you guys do it in America, but we just sit down in class. You get 45 minutes to write like a 2 to 3 page thing, and then you're done. And so I wrote about how I interpreted the symbolism and all of these like different kind of things. I don't really remember that much about the poem, but I just know that there was like a statue of some goddess in there that I interpreted as whatever the goddess represented. I was like, yes, that's what she represents to me within this poem, and this is how I tie it with the rest of the themes in here. And my teacher had the audacity to say that I was wrong, and that that statue head of a goddess that has a specific meaning does not represent that meaning. It just represents womanhood and femininity. And I was like, but why am I wrong? Why is your interpretation more valid than mine? And I gave you points of like why it held like why it was like a solid
I was gonna say,
interpretation.
even if like I was gonna say, so if at the very baseline, your school or like your classes should be teaching you skills and like what is it, like attitudes and stuff that you should like take with you, like to like like with higher level research and all that. And one of the things, like in my classics class, I the last one I had was approaches to mythology. And the thing is, if you just know like mythology is just placeholder in this case, because anything that's historic or like is old and needs to be interpreted, it like the same thing applies. But with approaches to mythology, it's literally that. It's different approaches to mythology. Like, is this myth supposed to be like, like explanatory of, like, for example, Demeter and Persephone, like, the abduction of Persephone that explains the seasons, whatever. Like, is it that way? Is it representative of like rituals or stuff, the Eleusinian mysteries, like things like that? It's like, how do you interpret and approach it? And throughout the class, we always looked back at the same myths, or like, a lot of myths, and we looked at a lot of different articles that scholars would make, but they all seemed like, I say all, but like many of them seemed completely valid independently, but like a lot of them, like, could not, like, like for example, if this is the interpretation, that can't be the interpretation, while this also is the interpretation, but they're both on their own very good interpretations. But that's the thing, is like, in like a scholarly environment, it's completely valid to have very different interpretations, because like you're approaching it from a different lens. You're like, for example, classics in particular had a resurgence in like the 70s, because like a bunch of feminist scholars started like interpreting things themselves, whereas before then a lot of things were very masculine oriented, and like myths like like centered around female characters, or like that like would be known with a female audience. They were very either brushed to the side, or like not interpreted in like with I guess like they were interpreted with more of a bias, because like it was male scholars that were interpreting them.
Also, Neo, yes I am. My team is Spice. Yeah, but that's my experience with like a lot of my Macedonian teachers. Of they don't allow my perspective to be valid because it's not their own. And there's a lot of times where I've basically, like, there was one for the basically for us to do an essay on the 9 circles of hell, like Dante's Inferno. And the fucking title of our essay was so like the like they give us a title of like what we're supposed to write about, right? And then we're supposed to write on that topic. The title was so confusing and so muddled. Like, I asked my mother what it meant. She's like, I have no fucking clue. None of my classmates knew what it meant, and no one knew what they were supposed to like concisely write about. And when we asked the teacher, she just yelled at us and told us that we're stupid. And usually
garbage teachers.
Usually book reports are analysis and interpretation, unless they ask us to do like character breakdowns. And so I just talked about like the 9 circles of hell, and how they were like, one, how they influenced modern day view of hell, and just like things like that, and how the political landscape at that time sort of shaped that piece of literature. And then the teacher like gave me like barely a passing grade, and basically scolded, like she went over all the essays and basically told everyone they're stupid individually. And then like she scolded me of like this is fucking nonsense. Like, I don't even know what you were writing here. Like, I'm only giving you a passing grade because you wrote like so much like within the whatever time frame we had. So I can't technically like fail you on this. But like none of this makes sense. Not like all of this is like just like gibberish. Like, I don't even know where your mind was at the time. And I was so mad because she didn't tell me why it was gibberish, just that it was gibberish. Like, I felt like a lot of my points, because they were based in some semblance of fact, were like, okay, it was like it wasn't worth the berating that I got.
Yeah, I mean, your teachers failed you, like, honestly, failed in both the sense of like grading, but also in the sense of like they just did not give you the essential skills and like learn like teachings that you needed.
Mm-hmm. And it annoys me because like I am someone who does write things. and who does add symbolism and interpretation and things like that. Like, that's heavily involved with like writing stories and things like that, you know? Oh, bye, Marauder. So and I like interpretation of media and things like that. That's really fun for me. And so when these people tell me that I'm wrong out of nowhere because it doesn't align with their vision, it makes me annoyed and angry. They are stupid. And one time, we were writing basically Macedonian literature because we have to read that, because that's predominantly what we read. There are like some like one or two books or whatever that aren't Macedonian literature, but for the most part, you know, since we're in Macedonia, we read Macedonian literature. And it was what was it? It was something like about a bride that's taken away by, or rather like a Macedonian girl who's taken away by a Turkish guy, or like a Solomon or something, or he was just like a powerful dude, or something like that, because at that time, sort of the occupation of the Turks on like, or I guess the Ottoman Empire, I really can't remember what era this was in, but you know, like war stuff, yada yada yada, and basically sort of representing the assimilation of our people, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. I read the synopsis and got some details from my friends about the book, and then I wrote 2.5 pages basically sucking the dick of Macedonia and the Macedonian nation and how it's important to fight for your people. But like I really hammered home in the nationalism, and I got an A, and my teacher was like telling me how good of an essay this was and how amazing and how on point it was and how I really interpreted the text like good and right, even though I didn't read it. And it was just like this just tells me that you are completely like biased and like wrong. Nah. Oh, I hate school. And I don't like animating. I keep saying
Stop
this.
lying to yourself.
I know. But I don't like figuring out how the thing go move. Make my brain go wah. Alright, time to get these proper keyframe. Otherwise I will die. The thing is, I've changed the way that I animate now. And like this little Archeon thing was definitely like added to that like change in process, because I just know how to do things better now. And it annoys me because like I don't have like proper structure like to some things, or like consistent modeling, and then I'm angry at my past self for not taking those things into account. And it makes me want to like redo it, even though I don't have the time or the energy to do so.
Redo what? This one or something else?
Yes.
Answer me.
I meant this one.
Oh.
Oh, good lord. Archeon. Archeon.
Archeon.
Archeon. It is so warm in my room. The thing was, I was gonna animate the wings, but I realized I couldn't animate the wings without having a proper body. And I was like, okay, I'll do the body, but I did the clothes because I was like, why do I need to animate a proper body? But now I think I realized my mistake, and I'm going to just animate a... Life is pain.
I mean, you probably have the, like, I've seen other artists do that where they do the thing where they draw the clothes as how it would fit, like, without the body underneath. But, like, I will, like, go in and do, like, a very, like, you know, like, structured body, and then I'd add clothes on top, and, like, if they have to have form, like, I say form fitting, if they have to have loose clothes, or, like, you know, it ends up covering a lot of, like, the contours of the body I made, I'd be sad. I'm like, okay, let me give them either no clothes or make them have, like, very skin-tight clothes, because I just spent so much time drawing the body.
I know this about you, but I just wish I went in with a little more structure in my sketches, because based on these sketches is what I animate on, and it's like, my guy, no.
No, that's why half my paintings are just naked women. I draw their bodies. I'm too lazy to give them clothes.
It's so hot in my room because of my tablet, and because of my computer, and because it's summer.
My birds are literally flapping their wings, and I feel like the gust of cool. Hey, don't be loud.
They are little rascals.
No, one is Little Rascal. The other is Satan incarnate. And guess which is which.
Is Kiko the one that likes you? Yes?
I said guess which is which.
I'm guessing.
Then I will not say yes or no. That's question. That's not guess.
No, that's me saying. That's me saying Kiko is the
Kiko
rascal.
does not like me. Kiko is
No?
the rascal. He doesn't
Okay.
like me, but he's
Okay, no,
indifferent.
but that's what I mean, like, he's the one that likes you in comparison.
Yeah, he's okay with me. Lula hates me though.
Because I know you always complain whenever you have to cut their little nailsies, little footsies.
No, Kiko, he's fine. I'm just scared that, like, he will, like, this is the only fear I have, that they're gonna start moving when I'm about to, like, snip, and I'm afraid it's gonna cut too deep. But Kiko is fine, but Lula, ooh, she moves so much. Like, the last time I did it, literally my dad, he was like, I don't want to, like, my dad, a grown-ass man, was like, I don't want to hold her, she's gonna bite me. Like, he was scared. He was scared. And then he bit her, and then he, like, had to, like, pull his
bit
hand
her?
away. Oops. She bit him, and he had to pull his hand away, and he was so hurt that she bit him, and he just left.
I can't believe your father bit your bird.
No. But now whenever I have a friend over, I'm like, it's time to cut the nails, and I just have one of them hold gloves while I cut.
Wow.
Hold gloves? Wear gloves and hold them. Didn't hold the gloves.
Your speech today. Or rather, right now.
Our speech today, okay?
A joint effort. Archeon, my boy, gotta.
Birds. That is so rude.
They
Lights
know
off
you're
again.
They know you're shit talking them.
No, because I turn the light on, it's getting dark in my room, and they're like, ooh, it's time to talk. But no,
It's
I
time
silence
to
them once
talk.
more. Time to talk. It's time to chirp.
Ho ho.
Oh, but yeah, Tazzy creates. I was gonna respond earlier saying that like I remember one time I was making a drawing. Zach was watching me draw. I don't even remember if you remember the drawing. But I was drawing.
Tomoko?
You remember? Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cute though. Listen, a heartwarm that you remember. But yeah, that was like almost a year ago. Anyway, I was drawing my character Tomoko, and I like drew like a really nice body on her. I was like, oh shit, she don't be wearing tight stuff though. She'd be wearing loose things. And I was like, no, I have to give her like a sweater that like is still kind of tight but not too tight, and really tight jeans because I did not want to get rid of all my efforts. But then I ended up not even liking it, so I redid it like very loosely and stylized, and I ended up really liking that.
Yeah, I remember this. Thank you, Punky. Punky Parker, I like that name. What are you snickering?
Okay, I'll share it. I'll share it in chat. So that way everyone can be a part of this. Give me a second. Here, does that work?
That's what we're.
Nice. The image I linked in chat.
I like that.
I like that as well. Yeah, what I do now is I try to just at most focus on the outline of the body instead of like defining the freaking the actual three-dimensionality when I know I'm gonna put clothes over it.
I feel like I do a combination of like actually like drawing. Obviously not, this is not a prime example of that. But like actually drawing a body and putting clothes on. Hi, Lapis.
I mean, you can like, you know, in the most simplest of approaches, just do the outline of the body or like a very general structure of the body instead of like focusing on like, you know, like all the muscles, like literally the volumetric nature of it. You don't have to do that, just have it be an outline. So you know that at least like the way that the clothes form around the general mass.
I mean, that's what I'm doing right now.
No, I know, but I just mean you don't have to have like a very detailed body. I do the same thing with my sketches. I usually sketch in black, and then the next thing I do is either in red or in blue. So it's mostly the clothes are gonna be in blue, and then I have like the hair in red or something. And if I need a third color, it's gonna be green. But then once I have the sketch like in a way that I like it, I'll just merge everything into one color.
I only do that with the gay gang. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them.
Don't, in case.
Yes. Secret project. But I only like do my like dual sketches, like dual colored sketches with them. Of just like I use like black and red. Like I'll have like a red little outline.
No, but yeah,
then...
but like the way the way you treat it though is more like red is like the lighter color, your like draft, and then black is your more fine, like you know, your finite finished lines.
Yeah. Also, this Pokemon music is just reminding me how good the other games are versus like Ultra Sun and Moon or Sun and Moon in general. Also, Fog Smog. Those are darling birdies in the back. Zarina owns them.
My bird.
Buddies.
I don't like the word "oh" and I mother them.
The mother of these birdies is Zareen.
Oh, I was trying to find an example of what I meant, but it's too late. I'll put. I don't know. Is this gonna work in chat? I guess we'll see. Like, here's an example. Let me know if that works. I have a sketch, but like originally her clothes and her hair were a different color, but I just made them all blue.
Oh, this is Dragonglass?
Yeah. See, I can't even finish this one because when I envisioned it, it was with a black and purple color scheme, and that doesn't come in for a while, so I can't even finish this yet.
I mean, you can have it on hold, Nay.
Yeah, but right now I need to do the red and blue color scheme because that's what's coming up.
That's fair. What's wrong with Sun and Moon? Rotom Dex.
Rotom Dex is, yeah.
That's it. Rotom Dex is the, like, there's like general criticisms of like Sun and Moon, right? So let's make a pie chart. I'm gonna make a pie chart. Here's the pie chart. Color it. No, I'll do the opposite to represent his disgustingness. Things wrong with Sun and Moon. And blue is actual gameplay. In yellow, it will be like minor things like fights, or I guess I would go into actual gameplay, just like, you know, story stuff. We'll do that, story, because I there's some things that I'm like, this is annoying. In red, Rotom Dex. That's what's wrong with Pokemon Sun and Moon. As you can see from my very detailed pie chart. Yes. He's just so annoying. He never stops talking. He always gives useless advice. I'm trying to see my map. I'm trying to see my map. And this bitch is out here, like,
talking every 2 seconds.
Every 2 seconds with, hey, here's some advice I know you didn't ask for. Yes, I didn't. So shut the fuck up.
But the thing, honestly, I don't even care about how much he talks. I just hate how clunky the UI looks. How freaking like big the bezels of the Rotom Dex are. Especially because I came from Alpha Sapphire Omega Ruby, and Zach was like, "You should play Sun and Moon with me," and I was like, "Okay, I will." And then I played it, and the UI was just so inferior.
I'm so sorry, babe.
You should be. The other one asked me to play it.
It's because the only one I own. I have black and white somewhere. It's just, especially compared to other Pokemon games, it's such an inferior experience. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And some things that annoy me that are like less egregious is the kind of one. It's either
the hand holding.
It's either super easy or super fucking like grindy and kind of hard. Cause there's a ending part in Ultra Sun and Moon where you just have to fight like boss after boss after boss after boss, and I'm like, I'm so tired of this. Like
Yeah,
I
you're
have
saying
no.
you're 20 levels higher. And
I'm
you're still
20 level
struggling.
higher, and they're like one-shotting me, and I'm like, what did I do this grinding for? Like, for who? This bitch is level 60. I'm level 80.
That was about to be me with the last boss I did in Ni no Kuni. Because I'm literally, I guarantee you, at least 20 levels higher than everything. And I wasn't struggling, but it's like one of my characters nearly died. I'm like, how did that happen? You, like, literally his character is the highest level one I have. How did his character nearly die?
Yeah. So it's like, and I was like, if I'm struggling, what are people who are like actively like following the level of the game that they're supposed to be doing? Like, what are they doing? I'm so sorry. My Garchomp did carry me through like a lot of those interactions though. And it's just I wish they would stop making the rivals kind of pathetic. Hao is fantastic, and I love him, and he deserves more than just being equated to kind of like a weak boy. He deserves so much more. I wish.
Wait, is it Sun, or rather Ultra Sun and Moon? I guess Sun and Moon as well, where he intentionally chooses the weaker one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm like, how? I'm always gonna be stronger than you no matter what, because I'm the player character and I'm going to be grinding 20 levels above you. Sorry. But I'm just, he deserves better. What this one goes, he deserves better. And I wish some of the like the type thingies weren't so in your face. Like I appreciate having it there. Like I appreciate having the type advantages there. But I just wish they weren't so in your face. I wish that I could like figure it out for myself sometimes. I get that this is like also like aimed towards children, but I also like I just wish it was just a little less.
Or at least have the option to turn it off.
It's just, yeah, I'm just,
Yeah,
right now, I just want to
with-
fill my Pokedex and that's it.
With Ni no Kuni, for example, like, you could play hard mode and not have the Guiding Star on. The Guiding Star, like, because level 5 does this, like, I say ranted, but I went off about Yokai Watch before. I love Yokai Watch. But level 5 does this where, like, you can play the game in a completely different language and you will always be able to beat it because all of the objectives are so clearly marked for you. Like, the main objective is always marked with a star. And you know, you can see the star wherever you are in the world. You can be like on a completely different continent and you know exactly what direction it's in. And all of your side quests are always marked with like, you know, like even if you haven't accepted the question, you know that there's a quest there because on the map you can see that like, so every character, like even if they're an NPC or whatever, has like a little blue dot on the map. But if they're like, you know, if they have something for you, they'll have a glowing blue dot. So you know that they're like, if there's something important or like they're not just like a regular NPC you can talk to, like they actually have something for you. But yeah, so like that's what like it's just so easy to do that, but you can turn that stuff off. Like you can turn Guiding Star off and then, you know, run around looking for what the objective is.
Again, I just think that Sun and Moon is a little clunky in the experience.
I agree. Once again, came from an amazing experience and went to a lukewarm one.
Yeah, it's not even that it's particularly bad, except for Rotom Dix. Rotom Dix is a fucking bitch that I get so angry at it. But it's just underwhelming, really. It's just kind of an underwhelming experience. I love Rowlet is one of my favorite like starters ever now. Like Rowlet just like knocked the like every other fucking bitch like out of the like yes, I love Mudkip. Yes, I love Oshawott. Yes, I love Charmander. But Rowlet rolled into my heart, and he also looks like my boy Archeon.
He rowled into your heart.
He rowled into my heart. I have a plushie of him. He's just sitting up there. Oof.
Yeah, same. Before I even got Sun and Moon, I wanted it. The moment I saw Rowlet, I was like, I have to get this game. But funny enough, I actually didn't have Rowlet as my starter because Zach had Rowlet as her starter, so I was like, okay, guess I'm getting Litten, and I'm gonna be stuck with a Bara Cat final evolution.
Litten could you shut up? Litten was the start to a horrible trend. I will say that.
Yes.
Because I think Litten's funny. I think that it's like I don't mind it being a weird Bara cat. But that's just because I think it's funny.
I think it's only funny because he has this fire belt, so it's like, oh, he's a wrestler, like that makes sense. But it doesn't make sense how he was feral and freaking like the quadrupedal and up until the last form. I hate that. Like it wasn't even the gradual change.
Yeah, but that's it. For some reason, that started a horrible trend of let's make all of our starter Pokemon evolve into these weird bipedal,
Anthropomorphic.
Yeah. Like for some Pokemon, it makes sense, but then they just end up making them look too like humanish, and it just doesn't look good. Like with the Sword and Shield.
It made sense for like Rowlet and like and
yeah,
like maybe
but
like
you know what?
because
Rowlet is not humany. He's owly.
No, I know, but it makes sense also because like of him being bipedal because
Yeah.
he is bipedal.
Ooh, yes. What is the Madoka Magica? Are you watching the movie or the series? Or movies? Gen 8 starters are just bad, in my opinion. Their base evolutions, so cute. So fucking cute. Everything else, no. I don't care if anyone calls me shallow for liking Pokemon just based on their looks. But you know what? At the end of the day...
Okay, but imagine our disappointment when you grind the hell out of your score bunny and just to get this freaking little boy looking...
This underwhelming wannabe soccer player.
Cinderace, whatever his name is?
Again, this...
Oh my god! Sobble! Sobble literally became a freaking twink spy. Like... Why?
Sobble became...
I think the worst thing
forced
is
diversity is bad.
Their evolutions, apart from I feel like Grookey's evolutions are completely fine, but the other ones just feel so detached from their their base evolution. Yeah, and it's like going in, you did not think that was the path the evolution was gonna take.
It's very ugly.
Like, even Sobble to Sizzle, whatever, just completely loses his essence. No longer soft baby, must protect. Now you're emo, like...
Even that I don't mind, because Rowlet did that. Rowlet went from cute little round baby boy to I am brooding emo. But Archeon... this Joy's design is good.
Archeon, oops! No, but what I was gonna say with Sobble specifically, like, he's literally Sobble, like he's supposed to the essence of his character, like not only cute, but he was literally like wimpy and helpless, and he like all that, like you don't have to have him be as like helpless, but you can still carry on that like kind of general idea.
Yeah,
of him being like very emotive or emotional.
He lost a lot of his essence. It's very sad. I wish they were more animalistic.
Yes.
Or like again, they can be bipedal, like Scorbunny bipedal. Yeah, it started out bipedal. I don't see a reason why it should not end bipedal.
I don't like that Scorbunny. I don't like that Scorbunny is bipedal only because I don't like him among the lineup of the others.
I like him. I think he's a sweet boy.
No, like okay, no, not okay. Not Scorbunny. I love Scorbunny. I meant his evolution.
Oh.
His final evolution. Yeah. Cinderace. Yeah. I don't like Cinderace that much.
No, he was really like bad.
What's Scorbunny's second one? Raboot? Yeah, Raboot. Freaking, he looks like he's an Antifa.
He looks boot. I can't believe all of them just represent different sections of like YouTube commentary channels. And like political commentary, I mean. But it makes sense for him to be bipedal, but his last evolution is so ugly.
Is he like a soccer player?
Yeah.
He should have been like a kickboxer.
I don't
And I
mind him
think that
being a
would make
soccer
sense.
player.
Like, I don't mind either, but like, you know, I don't like that it literally looks like he's wearing clothes.
Yeah.
Because what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't
Same
like
thing
that.
with Intellion. Why is he wearing clothes?
I'm a basic bitch. I like Ponyta. Ponyta's been like a Pokemon that I really liked from a while ago, mainly because I had this really really cool Pokemon card of Ponyta, and Rapidash for that matter. So when I saw that it just got like the sexy pastel glow up, I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm. But only the males had the tails. Or was it females? I can't remember. Only one of them had the tails.
Yeah. Oh, Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. I'm doing my Eevee breeding right now. So I can get all of the thingies. The evolutions.
Mm-hmm. Even looking at the fan evolutions, see,
Oh,
like,
they're
it makes
so
sense
good.
why I'm hip. It makes sense why, once again, Scorbunny will stay bipedal, because he is bipedal. But, like, was it necessary to make them all bipedal? Was it
No.
necessary to make them all humans?
Yeah.
Why do I have
They're
whole
not even bipedal.
people
They're
on my
just they're just humans. They're just
They're bi people.
they're bi people. They finally came out. I'm so happy
Yeah.
for them.
I'm so proud of them.
So proud of them. Yeah, they're just like fursuiters.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it comes down to. Oh, really rough, but you know what? We'll fucking deal with it. Add a few more frames in there and we call it a day, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I want to animate the wings. Ha ha ha.
Like, you know, this is Blaziken, Torchic's final evolution. Fave, love my Blaziken, and, you know, Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby. Like, that's the only Pokemon that I was like, will never leave my team. But, see, Blaziken's bipedal, looks nothing like Torchic, but I love him. Like, you know, and I guess yeah, okay. The difference from Torchic is a lot, but like from what is Torchic's evolution? Combust chicken? I don't know. What is it? What is Torchic's evolution? What is Torchic's evolution?
It's combustion.
Combustion. I couldn't remember. Combustion. But at least Combuskin is like a nice transitionary like moment between the two, even if Blaziken looks nothing like a bird. But like yeah, like that's a very anthropomorphic design, but it's very bestial still in nature. Like it's not like that's a whole ass child.
Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. Straight up.
Damn, I should have been reading chat before I clowned on myself.
Mm-hmm. They said it and everything.
Wow!
I had to.
Zach just quoted me in our server.
It was
But I was
funny.
essentially right. I didn't make it a portmanteau, but I was basically right.
Basically right is not being right. Anywho, Samurott love baby. I really liked Black and White. The thing is, there's a lot of evolutions that are bipedal. Just none of them are.
But the thing
Like
is, you can
human.
be bipedal but still look bestial. Like for example, like Trico's final evolution, love him as well.
Trico's one of my favorite. Like
what is
that generation, like Mudkip and Trico.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Mudkip's final evolution is also bipedal.
I think they were all bipedal, technically. No.
Who was the leaf one? Oh no, that was Trico. Who's the okay? Who's the Was it
It's torture.
the monkey? Oh, it was torture. Oh, okay.
The monkey one is with Piplup and
Pearl.
Turtwig.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, my bad. The Diamond and Pearl starters, or rather Diamond and Pearl, just entire evolution were one of my favorites. So I thought they stayed so true to the actual starters.
Snivy shook me when it just became like a snake, but like that makes sense. I suppose.
That's perfect.
Yeah, but you know I let it slide. I'm just so disappointed in Sun and Moon. I don't know, like the evolutions. I've never played, so I can't be disappointed in the game. I still don't know if people enjoyed it. Like,
I'm so sorry, Honey Debbie. I'm not the Pokemon fan. It's really Zach. I just played a couple of games, but I'm not the actual hardcore fan. One time, I called Blaziken Blazion. You know why? Because I was playing Yokai Watch, and one of the yokais, his name is Blazion.
Blazon's my favorite evolution. Yeah, I've definitely like dropped in some Pokemon knowledge over the years. But I used to like really be into it. Like I used to like watch the cartoon constantly, and I collected Pokemon cards, and I used to like actively like trade and battle with kids on the playground.
I was gonna say my knowledge, it is only sufficient when I'm actually playing the game. As soon as I drop the game, it's like I'm a fake fan. Like I can't even name you half of the Pokemon. Can't even name you half the like freaking. I say that's a lot still, like because
there's so many
cumulative.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't even name you half the Pokemon that are exclusive to a certain game. That's what I'll say.
One thing that I hate about trying to fill out this fucking Pokedex is that it's from every fucking generation, and that annoys me so much. Like, I
did the same thing in Alpha Sapphire. I was trying to fill out my, Pokedex, but the thing is, Alpha Sapphire is still connected to, like, the even if it's Alpha Sapphire, like, I can trade with Sun and Moon stuff, and I can also trade with X and Y. So, like, or maybe it wasn't Sun and Moon, but either way, I could definitely at least trade with X and Y. So, like, there's a whole ass Pokemon from X and Y that, like, technically could have entries in my, like, Pokedex, but I could not get them.
It's just, it annoys me. Like, I want a Pokemon game that limits itself to, like, one other region instead of, like, so many other regions, because then it gets overwhelming to try and fill out your Pokedex, and it doesn't feel like this region is like specific to itself, you know? Like when I'm in I'm playing Ultra Sun and Moon, Honey. And
oh, when you said honey, I thought it was like the satin honey.
Honey. But it never like I don't feel like I'm in Alola. I feel like I'm just playing like a nondescript Pokemon game, you know? Because there's too many Pokemon that I've seen from previous generations that just like why are you here? Why? I like the different forms of Pokemon and like specific region type kind of things, like Alolan Raichu or what's the Galar, like Galarian Galan, I don't know how.
Galar's the region.
But I meant like the Ponyta, like
Galarian, probably.
Yeah, Galarian Ponyta.
Galarian Farfetch'd.
Yeah, like I like regional differences between Pokemon. I think that's like a really cool concept, and I'm glad that they added it in. Because that just like it gives like a nice variety and spice to already existing Pokemon. Yeah, you can still transfer stuff. Like there were still other Pokemon in Black and White that were like from other generations. I'm pretty sure I saw Solrock, or maybe that was like in like the like Ultra Black and Moon or whatever the fuck it was called. Like Black and Moon?
Ultra
What?
Black and Moon.
What? I'm
Black-
mixing. I'm mixing fucking games, but you know, like the next version of it. But yeah, like Unova felt like the Unova region. You know, like when I think of Lola, I think like a select few Pokemon and like maybe the starters. But otherwise, it just like most of my team are not a Alolan Pokemon. I have my Decidueye, Lycanroc. Is that how you say it? Or I forget because like all of my Pokemon are nicknamed. And I have an Alolan Raichu technically, so that's like half of my team is Alolan, but the other half is like an Arcanine, a Garchomp, and a Honchkrow. And even before this, I didn't even have my Alolan Raichu. I had a Lopunny, and who else did I have like before? Like had Pichu. You see, Honey Deb, you know what's up. You know what's up. I agree. Sun and Moon suck so bad. They're Rotom.
Damn, we just went through this, but aw shit, here you go again.
Ah shit, here we go again. Rotom's just so bad. Rotom's a piece of shit. What's going on here, buddy? Nope. I see.
The tutorial.
Honey, you're just it's literally saying everything I was saying before. Like, you know what's up. You know what's up. Sun and Moon just sucks bad.
I remember Zach was like, "Oh, play Sun and Moon with me." I was like, "Okay," and I had to sit through a whole ass hour and a half of tutorial ass island.
Tutorial Island.
Yes, that's basically what it was.
Replaying it is really annoying. Even the first time round, like, especially for people who have already played the game, it's just, you know, like, I've said this before, but it feels like it's for people who have never encountered Pokemon.
Not for long-term fans.
Yeah, it does make sense. But at the same time, it's a very mediocre experience. I don't like it. Should move this on this layer.
Yeah, I originally considered getting Sword and Shield, like whenever I got the Switch, but after not only seeing Yokai Watch 4, but also playing Ni no Kuni, I was like, I could never have such a inferior experience.
Yes, I am, Dave. Yeah, Black and White were really good games in my opinion. I can't comment on Sun and Moon because I haven't played it. Although, like, it seems like a mixed bag because people just want more than sort of
Sun and Moon?
Sword and Shield. I'm sorry. More than what we're continuously getting, which is like doo-doo.
Listen, all I'm saying is it is a migration from portable console, which is much more limited, to a much more powerful like home console. Okay, so they could have done so much more. Once again, I'm just gonna say Yokai Watch 4. I played Yokai Watch 1, 2, and 3, I loved Yokai Watch 1, 2, and 3, but the strides they made from Yokai Watch, like, you know, on the 3DS or on the DS in general to Yokai Watch 4 because it's now on the Switch, like huge strides. And like, you know, and because they actually want to like utilize, you know, like the new technology, the like, you know, the new like like, you know, abilities and stuff of the actual console, and they provided so much. Okay, that's all I'm asking for. They could have just put in that much effort.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I just think that it's not that people think that they're like horribly bad. It's just that it's so much of the same of what we're used to and what we have that it's like why should I want this experience over experiences of previous games, essentially, you know? Like offer me something that is going to captivate me about this experience, which I feel like it really fails on doing. Yeah, but I don't want to have to like buy DLCs or rely on DLCs.
Yeah, they should have been able to have it
Like
all.
the
Like,
base game
even
should be good enough.
what DLC should be is additive content, not fixing things. DLC should always be additive.
It should be fun for after the game. Like after you finish the game and after you've like depleted everything that you can do in the game and you want something more, that's what like DLCs are.
Or even in the case for like Ni no Kuni, like on the PC, the remastered version, it doesn't apply, but back when it was on PlayStation, the DLC was just extra familiars. Like if like for example, you know, Griffey, like that's a DLC familiar. But like, you know, that's that. Like, but the thing is, there's no DLC that like fixes issues with the game or anything like that because like everything is already there. Like the thing is, if you're releasing a game that and you're saying that this is finished, like this isn't alpha, this isn't beta, you're saying this is a finished product, you can't have
Fixes.
egregious errors and then fix them later. Like you should put out something that is, if anything, like if there's like bugs and like whatever, like they should be minor or they should be things that like, you know, were not like but things that like you couldn't detect until like, you know, like it's in like an actual released setting, because that happens sometimes, but they should never be like huge like things that like, you know, they could have fixed, you know, if they just had time.
Honey, we've gone over this a bit. Yes, big brain right here. Starters are gross, need to be more animalistic. Also, I really love Sinnoh.
Yeah,
Sinnoh's like one of my favorites.
I'm tired of having the final evolutions be whole ass people. Like that's either a kid or that's my dad.
Litten.
Yeah.
It's just it's embarrassing because the Pokemon Company, it's like you guys are like such a big name, you know, like you are such a big name, such a big brand, and we expect quality, and then we're given like mediocrity essentially.
Honestly though, like, so I wasn't really asking for a whole lot. Either have all the Pokemon, or like have it be so this is like the whole thing, like all the videos talking about the drama and everything. But they said that the reason that they did not have the entirety of the Pokedex or whatever, all of the previous regions, was because we want to focus more on graphical qualities and stuff. But where was that? Like, I don't ask for everything. I don't ask for like amazing Pokemon animations, and amazing like, you know, like world rendering and detail and stuff. Like I want to see at least one like facet of it have a huge improvement. I don't need everything.
I just want a completely unique, like 150 Pokemon dominate a world. You know?
Yeah, honestly, like I know a lot of people are sad about this, but I would be perfectly fine if all of the previous regions were not like, you know, like Pokemon were not available. If they were just unique to Galar, I'd be fine with that. if they actually put more effort into the world itself.
Here's my take. Until you finish the main game, you shouldn't be allowed to like snatch Pokemon from different regions that aren't already in the game. So let's say it's like you have one region, like the home region, and then like a few Pokemon from like, I don't know, fucking Kanto or something, right? Depending on like where it is geographically in like the Pokemon universe. To me, that's fine because it's like, yes, these two regions have enough overlap that some Pokemon like they share some Pokemon, and obviously some Pokemon they don't. And then until after you're like end game, then you can go like it's no longer like quote unquote like region locked, but you don't need those Pokemon to essentially complete your Pokedex. Because in the fucking Alolan Pokedex, you need all those Pokemon to complete it. Like, all the Pokemon that I've seen, you need them to complete it, and that annoys me. I'm not trying to fill out the fucking Kanto region Pokedex or whatever shit is in there. It's,
okay,
yeah, legit what Unova was.
I just have to say, that, so I'm subscribed to the Yokai Watch subreddit, and back when this Pokemon drama was going on, I was laughing, because the people in the Yokai Watch subreddit, like, they were just, so, like, between Yokai Watch 1, 2, and 3, there was no transfer. You can get the entirety of the like, you know, medallion, like, whatever, like, the Yokai Compendium for, like, the first one, and all of those yokai will show up in the second game, plus more, but you can't transfer, you just have to catch them again. And I had to do that bitch 3 times, because I played all 3 of them, and I tried to collect them all in all 3 of them. And, like, that shit's tiring, but because of that, I already knew the experience. But the Yokai Watch subreddit was like, people seeing that they can't transfer their Pokemon, they have to catch them all again. And then it was like, Yokai Watch fandom over here, we already know.
We know. But that honestly, like... It baffles me because, like, one, like, I don't give a shit about that because I'm here to play the game. I don't want to transfer, like, my old Pokemon in here in the sense that, like, I don't want to play them here. This is this is a new me, because, like, whenever I start a Pokemon game, I'm always someone else. Like, I'm never the same person. Never the same person twice.
No, but I think it's more so from the fact that, like, for example, even in, like, once again with Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, like, even if I get every single Pokemon that I can get in the game, my Pokedex would not be complete, because there's other ones that I can't get in the game.
Yeah. That's what annoys me, though. Like, how heavy it relies on, like, certain trading kind of things for you to complete a Pokedex. Makes my head do a hurt. Again, I feel like that should be available after, like, as an afterthought, or like after all, like, the game content. It shouldn't be
once you're done with when you're in post game, that's when you can have access to the other regions.
Post game is when you complete your Pokedex. Post game is when you fucking EV like stat train and whatever the fuck that shit's called. Like, that's what you do in post game. You stat train, you breed, you complete your Pokedex. I think that would be fine to have, like, national decks in post game. But pre-game, I don't think that, and this is what what I hate about Sun and Moon, I don't think that it should rely so heavily on it. I'm so hot. I think I'm gonna be done for now because I'm very hot. I'm sweating. I can't hold my pen. And I'm a little tired. So.
Understandable, you've been streaming for 2 hours.
Yeah, yes. Thank you everyone for joining and listening to us basically talk about Pokemon for a while. But listen.
Combust chicken.
Anyway, thank you all for joining. And we'll